I'm curious why you pursued your education in this field to start, how you found the master's program. What was your intention behind pursuing the degree would be my first question.
Yeah, for sure. I've never been someone that enjoyed like formal education. I fast tracked through high school, and then I finished my degree in 3 years, like right out of high school. So I graduated my undergrad when I was 20, and I was happy to be done with it, and I was happy to start working full time. And I guess when would it be? 12 years later, I came across Bitcoin. A friend had posted on Facebook saying, "Hey, anyone who wants some Bitcoin, I'll send you some." And I thought, well, I like free money, why not? And he sent at the time what was $5 in Bitcoin, and I sort of received it and didn't think too much else about it. I'd heard about Bitcoin in the past in relation to some negative news, the hacking of the Mt. Gox exchange, and then the other time where most folks heard about it was the arrest of the leader of the Silk Road, an online drugs marketplace type of thing. And so I'd ignored it until I received my first $5, and then I ignored it again because $5 isn't a lot of money. What's the point? Um, Fast forward about 4 months, and the price had gone 10x. It had gone 10 times higher to $50. And I mean, $50 still isn't a ton of money, but it was interesting to sort of wonder what mechanism was behind such a rapid price increase, and how could it, like, no one is talking about it really. How could it have done this move? And I'd had a little bit of time in an airport to kill, so I just started reading about Bitcoin, and I was hooked. It was a fascinating piece of technology, and there was already at this point it's about 6 or 7 years old. There's already a lot of people working on the problem or working on the technology and the services around that industry. So I sort of thought, well, I've been ignoring this and I'm way behind. I've got to catch up. I've got to catch up a little. So I started listening to a lot of podcasts, which is a great new medium, of course, at the time to sort of get really specific information, because the world is so splintered now that if you don't want to hear about certain things, you won't hear about them. And if you don't go out and seek certain information, you certainly won't find it. So for the next 6 or 8 months, I started a small amount of buying of mostly Bitcoin to, again, come to terms with how the system works, who sells it, what do you do with it once you've bought it, and that type of thing. And the research naturally leads. I think if you're looking at it as a legitimate technology, the research will lead you to a few figures. One of whom is Andreas Antonopoulos, I think a UK citizen born in Greece, and generally a nice guy. Seems level-headed when a lot of the folks in this industry are kind of speculative maniacs, that sort of thing. And through his affiliation with the university where I did my master's, he offers an intro course that's free to join. It's a massive open online course, a MOOC, MOOC. And I thought, well, this guy I've got a great deal of respect for from all of his free material. This course is free and it's affiliated with the higher education. Why don't I pursue that? And I had a lot of fun. It was really, like I said, I think the first time I was having fun in an organized educational setting. And I did really well in the course because I was having fun. And at the time I graduated at some, I don't know, top 10% or whatever it was from the course. And so the school offered me a scholarship to the full master's program, which, in the end, they're offering a course mostly online. Is there any real cost to give a scholarship? Not really, but I took it as an indication that at least I understood the material and that why not potentially consider it. And so I think I made the decision in like January 2017. Is that right? January 2018 January 2018 to go full speed ahead into it. And that's when it started. And the university is the University of Nicosia. They're in Cyprus. To try and understand, like, am I paying the University of Phoenix or what? Like, what's going on with this money that I'm about to send them? I called, Western University, the school where I did my undergrad, and I said, like, hey, is this a recognized school? if I did a master's here, could I come and do a PhD at Western? And I think somebody, pulled up a dusty old book that had a list of all the universities in the world. And they said, yeah, it's a real school. You can do it there and then come and see us afterwards, whatever it is. So I sent
Wow,
them,
great.
yeah, sent them the tuition in good faith and received an education delivered entirely online, either through, asynchronous offline material or live online classes with discussion and questions and that sort of thing. And the coursework focuses on the history of money, the history of banking, current money, current banking, a little bit of economics, a little bit of the technology. Like it's not a technical course. It's a Master of Science, but it's not a technical course. So you're not doing very much coding at all. I did take one of the coding classes as an elective, and it was extremely difficult. I haven't done much coding since I was a kid, and even though I work in a semi-technical role, user experience and user interface design has made it so easy to build applications on the web today that you don't often touch a lot of code. And so even just doing some basic encryption and decryption using Python was tough for me, but I made it through and that was fine. And eventually came to the thesis part of the course. You could do, I think, either 3 other courses or 1 thesis, and I chose the thesis, which of course was decentralized marketplace protocols for automotive, and that's the paper that you put yourself in a position to consider reading.